Our food situation is getting a little better, but it's not fixed quite yet. Greetings and salutations everyone. I'm Mekamek, this is Let's Play Oxygen Not Included. Our base is kind of in a standstill right about now. Our meat ranch over here is sort of making progress, but it's also sort of in a... We're still right on the wire with our situation with barbecue. But we're still on track to get that carnivore and locavore records. So I guess until then, we should probably look at what we want to do next. Well, finish digging around down here because this will be a nice shot in the food situation until we can get the meat nice and properly underway. But after that, we need to do some more exploring and figure out where the heck the teleporter is. We don't want to deal with that. I've also started working on making a water recycling plant over here. Because we do have we kind of do need to get a lavatory running. If we can decommission this latrine and just have a proper washroom, then that means less time spent on a regular basis just cleaning the toilet and transporting more water over. We should also probably look into making a Dreco ranch. Because eventually we're going to get our locavore achievement cleared, and then that means we can start planting things, and so we can start feeding Drecos. And I guess when all is considered, our best shot at a Dreco ranch would be about here. Because if we build it over here, it's too cold. Like, mealwood, if I can find one. It requires at least 10 degrees. This thing is pumping out negative 10 degrees. It would freeze the mealwood solid. And I'm pretty sure that if I can find a Dreco again... Yeah, they can't live in temperatures that low. Heck, the glossy Dreklet can't live in that temperature either. It's too cold for even them, so we have to find somewhere warmer for them to live in, and this looks like the place. Oh, that would be why everyone's ignoring these excavations, because we haven't put the priorities up here. If we go further down here, we enter this weird... I don't know what sort of biome to call this. It's full of igneous rock, granite, iron ore, but more importantly, it actually has refined iron already smelted for us, so this would be a nice place to visit when we start getting into heavy industry. But when you go deeper than that, we can't actually see it, but there's the molten lava biome, and there's absolutely no way that we can survive in that place. Fortunately, we have absolutely no reason to go down there. I see this guy's gone and eaten all the polluted oxygen. Food is still decentish, but we're not quite out of the woods there yet. Dig this out, inspect and rummage this. We have to scrimp and save for every single data bank there is. And There is actually one. So the way you're supposed to get databanks, you're supposed to make a rocket, shoot it into space, install an orbital data collection lab into them, and then while they're in space, the duplicant will create new databanks from here. The thing is, this takes plastic, and even if we don't have plastic yet, you can see why I want to get into the glossy Drecklets now. But as I was saying, until you can find them all over the place in the ruins of Gravitas. But also, if you do research on a geyser, that actually produces a nice hefty package of databanks, so it does have its uses there. The thing is that this one is also surrounded by polluted water, so while we can get it done, it's going to be a long and involved process, because not only will Ashkin here have to keep coming back up for air, Ashkin will also catch hypothermia from working in super cold environments while sopping wet, and that actually reduces his science stat. Can I prove this? No, I can't, because it's not considered a germ disease, so it's not part of the list. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You're trapped. But more importantly, we need to build an 8-level tile here. Actually here, the pressure of this area is actually getting so low that this grubfruit plant is stopped growing. Your break is still a ways away, you should be able to finish building that. We should probably research this, even though it won't work without both ends. It's better to do it now than later. And actually these things are why I always set my scientist to be very high priority for toggling, because this is considered a toggling job. Well, things have gotten boring, so you know what that means it's time for. It's time for a new lesson. This time on power circuits. Yeah, don't stick too much on one circuit. If consumers are taking more wattage than generators create, the batteries will drain and there will be brownouts. But if the consumers are pulling more wattage than the wires can handle, they overload and burn out. So be cautious. Oh, I just realized So the thing is, if I actually do, okay, this is as good a time as I'll ever get. Because there's an egg on the floor, it's 7%. It's got the little Divi bird on the supercomputer, that's cute. But yeah, the thing is, whenever you're dealing with building new things around wild critters, sometimes they wander into the tile and get stuck. Like this little shine bug could very well just fly into one of these bricks just as we make them and get stuck. So the fact that it has an... Wait, what? Steve, what are you doing? This duplicate belts out catchy tunes when they're overjoyed. Is he actually overjoyed? Yeah, he's got a morale of 10 and a morale requirement of 1. This duplicate is currently yodeling. Machinery, construction, and strength. And what was it? You heard him yodel, so you got machinery, construction, and strength up too. You shouldn't have a reason to come into this room and wake him up with your singing, though. Ah, I didn't know that this was a thing. It must have been added. This Steve is convinced he has psychic powers. He knows exactly what his friends think about that. Yeah, these areas aren't exactly the easiest to breathe in. Not that this is any better with the chlorine hanging around. I don't think the polluted oxygen is going to give me too much trouble in the near future. I know that it's there, but it should be fine. But even so, I'm just going to build a few power cables here. Just to keep that under control. What else? He's just thinking about this all day, isn't he? This duplicate works... Wait, a yodeler singing has thrilled this duplicate. This duplicate works at a higher tempo now. This carbon dioxide is getting a bit out of hand, though. At least this pip didn't get into the bricks. So you have no appreciation for the arts, but you can sing. Yeah, let's actually make a few barrels here. The food supplies still seem to be under control. But mainly what I want to do is I want to get rid of the seeds, I want to clear out the living quarters. Because that's where everyone hangs out, so it's where everyone can... If I clean that out, then it's a decor average bonus for everyone. Oh, Hassan liked that. Actually, wait. Hassan's got 18 strength now. I shouldn't have to worry about these grub fruits for a while. So where should I put my focus on? I guess I'll just leave Hassan to do whatever he wants. What I could do actually is maybe set up a lamp here and then... yeah. Let's alt out of that. Give these batteries some time to charge. Okay, something I definitely need to do is get rid of this. Actually, no, I don't need to destroy it. I need to lock it. Because the thing is, this area is also going to be a pretty germ-laden area. Oh dear, Hassan. Hassan needs food, and Hassan needs food badly. The thing is, starvation kicks in at 1,000 kilocalories, which means that for normal duplicants, it's a day before they starve. But for bottomless stomach duplicants, it actually gives a lot less of a warning time. Yeah, we have two dupes for every slot. And I guess now we just go with the other design that I know fairly well, but not quite by heart yet. Oh man, everyone's talking about the singing. Is Steve still singing? No. So, similar to how you've got the stressed reactions, If a duplicant has high morale, they have a chance of getting the overjoyed reaction. It's not a thing that you can guarantee, but the higher their morale is, the better the chances. Although there's also a minimum morale. There has to be a certain level of morale difference before they have a chance of ever waking up overjoyed. But everyone's going to be talking about that singing. Actually, wait. Okay, so Steve is the first new duplicant that we have, so I'm quite certain that even though things like their interests and their traits can be randomized every time they come out of the printing pod, I believe that their stress reaction and overjoyed reaction are locked in on their default name. Like, is there the one that... I don't think I have them, but I know that there's one that says she punches to show her affection. Everyone's too afraid of her to tell her that it hurts. I think she has the destructive stress reaction, so it actually makes sense when you think about it, but I can't be certain. I'm just fairly sure. Something I could also do to help is dig out this sand, and that'll let them tend to these friendly grubfruit plants. I could destroy this, so they... Ooh, but it's a default building. I like leaving default buildings as they are. I can dig straight across like this. That'll do it. Dig straight down like that. Dig that out. Dig that out. And then build all this. I feel like that shine bug should be hanging out in such a way that it can illuminate most of these. Right, it's Ashkin's break. I was wondering why we weren't doing any research. Likes talking about the singing. I'm curious on something, actually. Okay, clothing refreshinator. Upgrade snazzy shoots into primo garb. Alright, so that's how I get my hands on more of Ashkin's special outfit, I guess. Snazzier violet suit. This picture pump is actually out of business, so we might as well build that. And then build these ladders so they can get back and forth faster. Yeah, we've got quite a bit of work to do, let's be honest. We should be getting a new hatch. But we need 2 new hatches for the food. The thing is, I like to have all the food in nice cookable bunches, and unfortunately these rotten things that keep eating the bristleberries. Now there's a bit of a problem actually. We aren't producing the requisite food, the requisite meat each day. Okay, what do we have? Hard digging, but noodle arms. So you actually... This duplicant's arms have all the tensile strength of overcooked linguine. Reduces their carrying speed and tiding speed, so that's not the best thing to have. Rocketry and researching together are interesting, but with all... You don't have anything else tied to rocketry, so that's not a good thing. 9 points in researching is nice, but we already have a researcher, so I think we're just going to go into the muck route again. Ooh yeah, you're probably going to eat all the muck root in one gulp. Granted, you're one of the oldest duplicants in the colony, so you kind of deserve a bit of an extra billing there. We will get 1 meat across the next 2 days because we have so we have one that's almost ready to grow up. He'll wander through here, drop down to this room. Do we have any other elderly hatchlings around? Yes we do, so even then we're going to be a bit behind on meat production for a while. I think what I'm going to do here is actually dig this up. See what pops out. It was a muck root. Sure, why not? Our problem now isn't food outright. Our problem now is that we're kind of the problem that we have now is that we need to consume more meat on a daily basis. This is why I always aim straight for carnivore, because if you don't, then you probably won't make it. If I dig this up and it turns out to be a hatch, then I might be a bit screwed. Oh, we got research, right. Temp shift plate. Accelerate or buffer heat dispersal based on construction material used, has a small area of effect. So if we install something that's highly conductive, I don't have anything, something like gold, then it speeds up the rate at which temperatures travel from point to point. But if we were to install something like, well, dirt, it actually slows down the time it takes to heat up or cool down because it's got a very high... It's 800 kilograms, so that's a lot of mass for it to transfer heat through. Mainly the only time that I ever see people use them is by using diamond to speed up heat transfer. That's fair enough. It does make diamonds about as important, rare and useful in... I don't know if they're rare and useful in real life, but it definitely makes them as precious as in real life. Anyhow, we're actually working pretty well on our water content recycling plant here, so should probably drag a little bit of cabling up here. So how does this work? This bottle emptier is going to be 100% important. It's basically... okay. I set this for polluted water. They take the polluted water from the bathroom, they take it from floor if I can sweep things up. Basically they take it over here, they drop it in. The water pump puts it into the pipes. It pumps it into the liquid reservoir. It leaves that one, it enters this one, it leaves that one, it goes up here. This is a... it's in the refine. Water sieve. It turns polluted water into water. Alternatively, if you route regular water through it, then it just passes through unchanged. It still costs power, but it at least isn't going to overload your system if you accidentally send some water through. It comes out here, it goes into this liquid reservoir, that's pumped out there, it goes here, it enters the sink, so people will be able to wash their hands when leaving this area if their hands are covered in food poisoning germs. And believe me, people that come in here are going to get a lot of that. Anyhow, it's actually past our cutoff time, so until next time guys, take care. We'll see you all around.